You know, when I go on vacation, I always say it's good to go away, but it's even better to come back. After jury duty, I feel even better to be back. I'll tell you about my jury duty experience in just a moment. But there is so much breaking news that we're tackling today, and from Doge to the continuing resolution to the violence that leftists are resorting to because they're so frustrated and absurdly upset about what Trump is doing in eliminating government waste and fraud and abuse, government spending. It's our money. I am absolutely flabbergasted. I am gobsmacked at the way Democrats are opposing things like government efficiency. I'm completely astounded at Democrats siding with a green card holder, a guest in our country, being deported after organizing pro-Hamas rallies representing an organization that is committed to the eradication of Western civilization. And Trump's like, okay, you're out. And the Democrats are on that guy's side. Forget the Act Blue and Soros-sponsored protests in the streets. Those aren't organic. They're not real. Nobody's taken to the street because they feel like it. They're getting paid to do so. We know that. I'm talking about institutional Democrats. It amazes me. And we better get this continuing resolution passed. I don't like seeing folks like Thomas Massey get bagged on. The guy's a maverick. He's a renegade. He's a guy that, you know, marches to his own drum. He marches to his own drum beat. I think during COVID, he refused to fly on a plane with a mask on, so he drove from his home in Kentucky to D.C. He's a guy who stands up for what he believes in. He doesn't believe in unity. He puts his principles over that, and I respect that. I really do. However, we're going to get buried on this if and when the government shuts down. It's really important that this continuing resolution, which will fund the government through September, passes. Look, Democrats think that they're getting a leg up if they get a government shutdown. They want the government shutdown. And they're going to blame Elon Musk because they're blaming him for everything else, which is insanity. Look, President Trump is on record as saying that the House and the Senate have put together, under the circumstances, a very good funding bill. The CR. All Republicans should vote. Please, he even said, yes. Great things are coming. Look, we're suffering some economic pain right now. We all get it. Do you trust Trump or not? Do you trust the efforts to trim the fat or don't you? It's real important that we do the right thing here. And, you know, the Democrats want you to freak out about the stock market. When you cut your wasteful spending, look at it in your own life. If you go from spending like a drunken sailor to putting yourself on a budget, it's going to hurt. You're used to all the things you got when you were spending like a drunken sailor. But all of this is the right thing to do. You know it, and I know it. And the American people knows it. And the Democrats are afraid that Republicans are going to know it too. I want you to hear from Elon Musk talking about how we are absolutely doing the right thing here. He was with Maria Bartiromo. There was a good conversation on Fox News, and he's right. We are doing the right thing. There's going to be my apologies, is with Larry Kudlow, of course, not Maria. Elon sat down with Larry Kudlow, and it was such a riveting conversation. And I want to make sure that we understand what the stakes are. Look, Elon Musk is almost obscenely transparent. This guy takes to X. He'll sit down with anybody and explain what's being done, how we're doing it, why we're doing it. And these goofy leftists have gone from driving around in their Teslas and singing the praises of electric vehicles to firebombing Cybertrucks and threatening the lives of Tesla employees. That's how goofy today's left has become. So let's take a listen to Elon Musk explaining to Larry Kudlow on Fox Business Network why indeed this is all being done. And frankly, I would add, we got to get this continuing resolution passed, and we've got to do everything we can to avoid a government shutdown. Here's Elon with Larry.
What motivates you to do this?
Was the offer good?
It's tough sledding.
Yeah, it is tough sledding. But I think we're doing the right thing here. There's been a tremendous amount of waste and fraud in the government. When you're part of the government, you saw a lot of that, and there's been, if you look at the Inspector General reports and the Government Accountability Office, there have been many audits that have pointed out that there's a tremendous amount of waste and fraud in the government. In fact, there was a report issued by the GAO, the Government Accountability Office, last year. So during the Biden administration, which estimated the federal government fraud to be $500 billion. So just because that's not a Trump administration thing, that's a Biden administration thing. So what we're trying to do is get that number down to a much smaller figure, save money for the American taxpayer, stop money being spent on things that I think very few taxpayers would agree make sense. Transgender animal surgeries, or why are we spending money? Why are American tax dollars being spent on this? The president's gone through a long list of absurd things. Why are the 20 million people who are definitely dead marked as alive in the Social Security database? Why were hundreds of millions of dollars of Small Business Administration loans were given out to people aged 11 and under, according to the Social Security? I mean, these must be some very enterprising 8-year-olds,
And some pretty strong 150-year-olds.
Yes, exactly. As the president said, we have an enormous number of people marked as alive who are 160. He didn't know the country was that healthy.
They used to love Elon Musk, and I'm fascinated by why they hate him now. It's pretty simple. He's just on the wrong team. He left their team. Do you think Elon Musk stopped being a genius? You think Elon Musk, one of the smartest and certainly richest guys in the world, suddenly stopped being smart? They just don't know. They just don't like what side he's on. It's astounding to follow the bouncing ball. I think it was Josh Hawley the other day who said, look, liberals a year or two ago were driving around in their EVs and virtue signaling. Why don't you have an electric vehicle? I mean, now they're complaining about Elon Musk as if he's not helping to save the planet with electric vehicles.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.